right, guys, the new M9 Pro from Spanky Baits. Before we talk about this awesome trolling bait, though, I want to talk about these. These are the Fish Monkey Sherpa gloves. I've tried every glove there is. These gloves are actually waterproof and keep my hands warm. So if you're fishing, early season, late season, or cold weather, these gloves are fantastic. They are available at the Musky Shop from Fish Monkey, and they are truly dry. And I say that as a person, again, that has tried every glove there is. These guys get the job done. So M9. If you've been a musky fishing for a while, you've heard of M9 baits, right? So the Grandma M9 was a design that came out many years ago and really got some legend and lore going in the world of trolling just because it's unique action. So this bait has a really pronounced wobble, but it just has a little bit of extra mojo and magic that muskies go crazy for, especially on the troll. Now, what's crazy about this bait that most people just take for granted, this is not a wood bait. This is not a plastic bait. This is a buoyant resin bait. So I wanted to show you here, and I broke out a bait. We're usually showing stuff that hasn't been fished, but I broke out a bait here that I've been running. As the hooks wear on this bait, it's just chewing past a little bit of paint, and this is a hard resin bait where you're not going to dig a hole through this. Guys have done it where you have a special trolling bait or you got a collection of trolling baits that are fantastic. They only have a finite lifespan. With this new design, this solid wire through design, and this new material, you're not going to wear a hole into the plastic, because with an injection molded plastic bait, you have two halves that are married together with hypersonic sealing. That's not the case. So you're not inevitably going to wear through this and then take on water and the bait's done. This thing will last a lifetime. It's repairable. There's so many, I'll show you some tricks and mods down the road, but there's things you can do to kind of reconstitute any wear spots. But I've got to tell you, with that little wear, we're talking 20, 25 hours plus of some serious trolling with this guy. Now, what are we going to do to catch more fish on this new Grandma M9? First and foremost, I'm pairing up a Musky Shop shield rod, right? And this is the trolling model. It's got a really perfectly balanced tip for trolling. I'm pairing it up. I've got next level braid on this guy. And then I'm gonna use a fluorocarbon leader. So, something you'll notice with these gloves, even as heavy as they are, you got a lot of dexterity in them, but I'm trying to film a video here, so I'm gonna take them off and freeze for a minute. So, when we're trolling these baits, fluorocarbon leader, 80 pound next level braid, Musky Shop shield rod. The tip of that rod, it's designed to handle these things, and you want to see the response from that tip. Now, when it comes to trolling depth, you can reference the Musky 360 app pretty easily and find the running depth for all these baits. So, with that being said, I'm going to set out, let's say something short right now. Mid-20s, right? Right about, 26 feet, right? All I have to do is reference my Musky 360 app on my phone, boop, boop, boop. I know what speed I need to be going and how much line I need to have out on my trolling reel, on my line counter reel to hit exact depths. Now, this bait has that unique wobble. Look, there's another one. Has this unique wobble and wander. Now, what you can do to kind of help kick things up with this bait are subtle changes, right? We don't want to get highly aggressive in cold water, all these crazy turns and all this stuff, right? What I like to do with this bait is I'm coming around, say, either open water bait, fish, or I'm coming around cover and structure, really pre-plan little dupes, little jogs, little beeps, little bloops, whatever you want to call them, where I'm just throttling up just a hair and turning in and out of things. If you control multiple lines, you're going to get the inside-outside dig, float up you're going to have there, right? So what I like to do is just kind of try to fine-tune the action. Say I come around a point. Once I've passed that point up, maybe I want to add a little bit of this, a little bit of that, just to mix things up. Now, something that's overlooked when we're trolling flat-sided crankbaits. A bait of this nature is perfect for jerk trolling, and it's perfect for stutter trolling, or however you want to say it. I call it kind of stutter trolling. So, as we rip a crankbait, right, when we're casting, we're ripping a bait across our chest, and the crankbait does this, say a shallow invader or a shallow raider, whatever. We rip it down, then it floats up. We can do the same thing with our hand tiller or with our boat. forward a few feet, back it up. So that bait's going down and up. As I surge down, that bait rips down, and as we back it down, it's coming up. We're still moving forward. The boat still has advancement, but we're going to surge down, back up. So more speed, less speed. More speed, less speed. And you'll get that surging nature. Bam. And he's coming up slow. So you're getting a rip jerk. Now, a bait like this can, if you want to go at slow speeds, I'll take this out of the rod holder here. You can actually rip troll this bait. So I've got the bait in my hand here, and what I'm going to do is kind of predetermine a distance. So let's say I want to move it about 4 to 3 feet, and I'm going to back speeds down here. So I'm going 2 miles an hour. Pull that bait forward, let the slack back. Right? Pull that bait forward, let the slack back. You're getting a really pronounced shoot down, kind of a dive and rise, twitch, rip, minnow bait action here. Now, if you're fishing with somebody, you're new to trolling, or I want to feel the strike, buddy, you'll feel these strikes, right? You're going to feel this if you're holding the rod there. What will happen often, though, when you're rip trolling or jerk trolling, you'll rip that bait forward. You'll come back here, the fish has hit it, you don't know, and you go, right, and you're sitting at nothing. At that point, bam, hit that fish. Now the fight's on and we're in the game. But this is a great way to really mix things up. You know, 2.5 miles an hour. You can cover some open water bait fish. You can cover an open water basin doing this jerk trolling routine with these, you know, the M9 grandma or any of your dive and rise baits, Titan, Suick, bobby baits. They're going to work well with that jerk or rip troll. And like I said, with the M9, that's the perfect lip angle and the perfect size class bait where you're not going to put your shoulder out of business here. You can do this all day long, right? So rip it and then let it float back. It's a fantastic bait for that. And again, when it comes to the straight trolling, you're going to see plenty of action. I'll get out of the way here. Right about there. Plenty of action at the rod tip, right? Zoom her in, Jay. But you'll see plenty of action at the rod tip. You know that bait's doing its job. This thing can troll all day. You're not going to miss fish. It's got great heavy-duty VMC hooks, wire-through construction, and that new design, that future of musky fishing, where this is a completely solid bait through and through, means the Spanky M9 Grandma Pro is going to last a lifetime, and it's definitely going to put big muskies in your net.